What's up, everybody? We are back for part two of Finding the Money. I'm Victor Quick, your friendly neighborhood flipper, and you can reach me and find us at oneuphomes.com.
Hey guys, and I'm RG Williams. You can find me at Success with RG. I'm the trainer. He's the quick man flipping it and doing all of that in the trenches, making it happen. As Victor, as you said, I know you and I got a lot of feedback and they were so excited about the money. I mean, last week we were talking about the different monies and we briefly hit on private money. So everybody jumped out and said, man, you got to give us more. You got to give us more. So what were the feedback they were talking to you about?
Same thing, especially some of our partners that partner up with us on our deal. They're like, man, this is what I wanted to know because I want to invest more with you. And for that to happen, I need to know how to raise capital or where to find the money. So they loved it.
Awesome.
And of course, same thing. They want to know more. Say, okay, I have enough credit cards, but I need to get more credit. I need to. Where else can I look? Or what else? What else do you do? So I think that's perfect for part two. We could expand more into that.
Part two. So 100%. And the feedback I got is, well, how do you use private money? Why not use your money? And that's one of the things that I've always, my son is one of those. It's like, Dad, why don't you just use your own money? So it's kind of crazy in the background, guys, but I just had to do some makeshift running here because I always think better if I'm writing. Victor knows that. He gets with me and I'm scribbling all over tablets and and when it's in a rehab, I'm scribbling on the walls because I know they're going to get painted on and stuff, right? It's like, oh, we do that. So bear with me as I get thinking on it. But one of the things that I always throw out, and Victor asked me to do this, guys, think about this. This is kind of the time value and returns of money. If you have $1 in and you get $1 back, what's the ROI on that? That's a break even, right? So that's nothing happened. I get $1 in, I get $1 back. Well, what if I have $1 in and I get $2 back? What's my return on investment? Well, that's 100%, right? So now I always ask this question. What if I had 0 in and I get $2 back? What's my ROI?
I like that. That's infinite.
Right. Bingo. See, but math says, 200. But guys, if you're not paying attention to what Victor just said, that's infinite. That's an infinite return. Why? Because I don't have anything in. If I got nothing in and I'm getting money back, so there's the power. However, to do this, it comes with some interest, right?
Yeah.
So I need to ask, because I didn't get deep enough, Victor, when you're talking about credit cards, that's always been a weird spot for me. Okay. It's always been, and I don't know, maybe it's because of the way I was raised or whatever. Okay. I've never done well with credit cards. So that's just right there. I understand money. I understand how to pay it and all that kind of stuff. And I've always lived by the law of those who understand interest make it and those who don't pay it. So maybe that's the case. I've never been good. I remember in my first marriage, we probably should have bankrupted because I was so bad with credit cards. That wasn't the demise of my first marriage, but I just don't know. So I've stayed away. So tell me, how do you increase credit lines? How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, well, it's pretty simple. I mean, every 3 months, we apply for new credit cards. Not only that, all the credit cards we have, we ask for credit limit increases. And so every 3 months, we add $5,000, $10,000 to the cards we already have. Plus, we already gained a new credit card, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. At this point, of course, starting off, you're gonna get 500, 1,000. But I've been doing this for years. So now we're gaining 25 grand on a new card, increasing 15 grand on our current card that has 30 grand. So,
okay. So you call the credit card company. So let's say it's a MasterCard. I mean, who cares, right? It's just a card, right? Whoever you have it with, you call them and you say, hey, give me more credit.
That's it. Say, hey, I'm looking for to increase my credit line. What could you guys do? Sometimes they'll just say, okay, you're automatically approved for $5,000. Do you want it? Yes. Or sometimes they'll say, well, how much are you looking for? You'll shoot out a number. Hopefully, you have to have good credit though. Do not do this if you don't have good credit.
Okay.
So you have to have good credit, or else they're not going to give you a credit limit increases or a new credit card. But other than that, if you have
Okay,
that,
so
they'll give you
so let's
credit.
back that up. I apologize, man, because again, this is all new to me, and you got it down to a science. So that's why we've teamed up, guys, is because each of us have just these easy little pointers that we can bring in. So you had good credit to start with, or did you have bad credit to start with? Because I started this game with nasty credit.
Yeah, no, I actually started off with great credit.
Okay.
And as I started using everything, it went
Okay,
down.
so
But
so
we know
then
that.
you went, man, I'm sorry. I got to get this down for me because I got to think through this. And sometimes I get peanut butter in the ears and I don't hear it all. So you had good credit and then you talked to them about increasing your credit limit
Correct.
and you took whatever they would give you. You
Mhm.
shot for the moon. They gave you some stars and you were good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Then you kept your good credit, right? You just kept building
Correct.
it, using it, paying it down, those kind of things, right? And
Exactly.
then you brought up something here just a minute ago. It was every 3 months you go for another credit increase or another credit card.
Yeah, we do both. We do both.
Why is that 3 month important?
And you gotta. I guess they need to see at least 3 months of new activity, right? You're paying your
Okay.
credit. Okay, they see that, you could do it.
Okay.
If anything before that, they'll say it's too soon, or they'll say you have too many inquiries. So if you do it every 3 months, I think that's the magic number here for
Okay.
us.
Okay. So for you, the sweet spot's been 3 months, and anybody listening needs to test it and see what their sweet spot is with their credit card company.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
because you're not saying, oh, hey, it's perfect. Every 3 months you can do it. That's your sweet spot.
That's ours. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Then you go for another increase of whatever you can get
Correct.
and apply for a new one.
And yeah, double whammy.
Okay. Then it builds itself up and you're
Yeah.
down the road a couple of years into this thing, several years, and you've been able to pull some things together. Then you can
Mhm.
leverage those. Now, do you do cash advances? Is that how you pull it out?
Yeah, we do cash advances, or we do checks. We just ask them,
Oh,
hey, can I
okay.
get
Okay.
checks? Or sometimes I use my personal credit cards as well, and I transfer it into my business, and then the
Okay.
business is able to use it.
But that's how you leverage off a card.
That's how we do it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now we could place this. You go after hard money, and we talked a lot about hard money. Hard money comes with terms, and you got to
Yep.
play the terms. It's usually a higher interest rate, but
Mhm.
you and I have both found that the more we work with the same hard money lender, the more flexible they become with their terms with us because
Correct.
we're performing, right?
That they trust you. With our hard money lenders, we go to lunch with them, we party, we I posted on my Instagram maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. We went to go Castaways in Burbank. That was the money team right there, and it was cool, man. We really hang out, and they send me deals as well. So it really grew to more than just a hard money team.
That's huge. That's huge. Okay. So again, guys, it comes with higher interest rate, shorter terms, right? 6, 12, 18 months, something in that, maybe even 2 years once you've worked with them. Plan
Correct.
on 6 months for the first one until you perform.
Yeah.
And then it comes with the loan to value ratio, where some will do it off of the purchase price and others will do it off of the after repaired, right?
Correct.
And then it has points up front, which is your skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And remember how we were saying last week, guys, it was 1%. 1 point is 1% of the amount borrowed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where you could use your credit card then. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that we've done that many a times. Of course, and there you go. We use hard money with our credit cards, and that little thing you did in the back where you get the infinite return, zero money in the deal, and we get paid. So very true. You could do this business with no money, but of course it takes time to prove yourself and learn the techniques. These simple techniques right here.
Okay. So yeah, 100%. It takes some time, but learning these. But now here's a guy like me getting started in it, out of a divorce, horrible credit, no credit
Mhm.
cards, bad money, yada da da da. But I got somebody who will work a hard money deal because hard money is based on the deals.
Yeah.
Right. And so I got somebody that'll come in, but I have this little this little spread, right? So when we're looking at hard money, if we have, let's say, and I'm just going to use easy math here, right? We have $100,000 and the hard money will do 75%. Okay, so that's 75,000, correct?
That's
That
right.
means I'm in default right now or in need of 25,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so this is my hard money. Let's do an arrow and go hard money, right? Hard money is this piece and I need this piece, but I don't have any credit cards. So this is where we reach out to private money, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you reach out to private, because I've got mine, I'll share here in a second, but when you reach out to private money, who are you talking to?
Anybody who's interested in real estate, pretty much anybody. A lot of my partners and investors that jumped in deals with me who lend money or were coworkers when I used to have a 9 to 5. They saw what I was doing while I was there working, and they're like, "Hey, I want in." I mean, anybody, family members.
What if I had $5,000? What if I had 5 guys that had $5,000? Would you go that
Oh man,
direction?
and that's what we do a lot of times. Sometimes we have 2, 3 partners on a deal, depending on the amount, and we get the deal done, and then we
How do you
break them
set
up.
how do you set that up in a contract with them?
Yeah, well, we have a simple contract that we use, notarize everything, make it official.
Which is
Um,
individual to each
in-
one? Okay,
Individual,
okay.
correct,
So their amount of money invested, you have that contract agreement written up with them.
correct. Yeah,
This guy comes in with this guy's 10, this guy's whatever, and you write that accordingly.
exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. So then that would put you in a plus, right?
Oh,
Now,
big time.
yeah, because you're 100% into this game.
Yeah,
Now, how much of your money's in there? Back to the zero, right?
back to the zero. So pretty much we're getting paid for our knowledge at that point now. Because there's. Oh, well, go ahead.
No, because you're 100%. And it's not just the knowledge, but who's doing the hustling?
Oh
Who's
man,
running the
I'm doing
deal?
it all.
You are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your investment in the game is your labor, your mental. So there's so many. Most of us have heard things of OPM, right? Other people's money. And I always jump out there with other people's effort and other people's money and other people's brains and other
Mhm.
people's talent and other people's credit and all these 3-letter words: OPC, other people's credit; OPB, other people's brains. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to go everywhere I can. But guys, so what we wanted to share with you from last week to this week to solidify more is going through the direction of this is why real estate works. When you're on the outside and you sit back and you may only have $5,000, people listening to us, they may
Yeah.
only have $5,000 and they go, well, yeah, stink, I can't get involved with real estate because real estate's a $200,000-$300,000 game. Yeah. But this is right here is what shows you how you get involved with it, right? Now,
Yeah.
you have an interest that you work out, right? In that contract, you have an
Correct.
interest that you pay them, correct?
Yes.
So let's just make it easy math again. And let's say it's a 12% per year return.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a 1% per month, but you don't do it per deal, right? You do it per annum. So for the year, right?
Correct. Yeah. So if
You-
we do a 12% annual return. So if we only use the money, so let's say $100,000, they do 12%, right? They lend $100,000.
Right.
That's $12,000 annual return. But if we only borrow for 3 months, it's only a $3,000 return.
Got it. But and that's if they were to do the whole 100,000, right? So if they
Correct.
come in with a $10,000, then it's a 12% on that 10,000, right? A $1,200 or and if you only use it for the 3 months, then it's the $300, correct?
Yes.
Or whatever the math is, right? Okay. You and
Mhm.
I always have to use a calculator.
Like I always say, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm just a real estate investor.
No, man, I'm always and shoot, I even have a hard time finding the calculator on my phone.
Dude, man, me too.
You
I'm
know,
like,
it's
"Damn, where is it?"
where exactly it's like, where did I hide it? Where did I hide it? Because in my phone, you'll laugh. There's a whole tangent here. In my phone, I have because when you get a new Apple phone, it has all of the Apple stuff on it, right? All the apps.
Yeah.
I've put that all into a folder I titled Apple Crap.
Okay.
So
Get that out of the way.
just completely out of the way, Apple crap. So I know, okay, I got to find something from Apple. It's in that one. I'll open it up.
Okay.
Okay. I had to put my calculator all by itself
Mhm.
for that
Yeah.
reason, because I was like, where did I hide the damn thing? Oh, it's right there. Boom. Right. In the beginning, seriously, in the beginning, I had one of those $3.50 solar Casio
Oh man.
calculators you had at the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I
Because
think
in my
I still
days,
have one here somewhere.
yeah, exactly. No, they're always hanging around. In my
Yeah.
day, back in the old days, right? Because I've been doing this since we walked uphill both ways in the snow barefoot to school, right? In the hand
Dude.
cart days, right? So
Okay.
been doing it for
Man.
so long. I was on pad of paper with that Casio because I started, back before the internet really got off the ground. I started in the first of '97, and the
Okay.
internet was just making its tracks and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, right? But we didn't have all that. I had a newspaper I'd go and look at and pull up ads and look at them and those kind of things, and my pad of paper and my calculator and a pen.
Okay.
And that's how I
Man.
figured, well, okay, man, it was
Yeah, a lot of work.
crazy.
A lot of work.
Now, you know what? With all that stuff, I still have a calculator, my pad, and a pen because I'm
Yeah.
an old dog with old tricks, and that's what I learned. Right. So you come in, you're teaching me all new things. Yeah, but if you look at it this way or you do this, I remember the first one we were talking, I never staged properties and you stage properties.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I believe we staged every property we've had.
Okay.
So,
Now, is that all worked into your costs here?
yeah, everything's when you're running your numbers, you add everything in there. Your utilities, insurance, closing costs, staging, everything goes into there so that at the end, once you subtract all that, that's your profit. So everything goes in there.
Gotcha. So now when you run that, because guys listening out there, there's two things you got to pay attention to. There's closing costs and
Which no
closing
one,
costs. Go ahead.
whenever I talk to somebody, no one even adds that in there. I don't know why. No one adds that in there. Even real estate agents, when they send me deals, they're like, hey, you're gonna make 100 grand on this. I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta pay closing costs twice. I got all this. I'm only gonna make like 15 grand. And for us, we don't really take on deals unless we make 30, at least 30.
Gotcha.
So
how do they not? Oh, man, that's insane. How do you not add closing costs?
and they're real estate agents that are giving me their numbers. I'm like, wait, did you do all this? They're like, oh, it's weird to me.
Okay. So guys, listen, it is very important. Closing costs. What do you run? I run a typical 6% on closing costs.
Total 6% works because it's about depending what's the deal you work on with your agent. Normally it's about 1% when you purchase, 1% when you buy. So about 5.5 to 6% total for the whole project.
Total. Right. So yeah, because I know on one side I'm going to be about 3%. Like you're saying, I'm going to be 1 and 1, 2, 1.5, something like that. So I figure 3 on this side, 3 on the sell side. If I calculate 6 in there, that's usually where I give myself enough fudge factor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guys, the second thing that I hope you caught, but we're going to put a title to it, and that's called holding costs. Victor broke it down. He said insurance and, the utilities and mortgage, and those are called holding costs. That's the cost that's the expense that costs you while you're doing the deal, while it's coming together.
Yeah.
Now, where do you put your staging expense? Is that in your rehab expense or is that in your holding cost?
No, that's in the rehab expense.
Okay, that's where I would hope. Again, I don't, so that's a new one to me. And guys, again, that's why we put this pallets of money together so you could listen to two different views coming at that, right? So you're pushing it out there. When you do holding costs, what do you calculate? Another 6%? Do you do 5, 2? What do you put in?
I normally do holding cost. Well, the holding costs, even the hard money, I include in the. Oh, shoot, let me see. Let me get this little calculator out. We'll have a section. So the rehab will be, let's say it's 50 grand. I would put 55 grand because of the staging.
Okay.
So total rehab would be 55 grand. And then I have another section, which is like the loans, which will be 25 grand because you pay a lot for hard money, but as you find a good deal, it's all right.
Right.
And then I have closing costs. So I have 3 different sections. So
nice.
Hard money is also included with the investors. So all that'll be in there. So that'll be 30 grand. the rehab will be 55 grand, and then the closing costs another 30 grand. And then all that, I need to make sure once you add all that, the rest is profit after you add all those figures up.
Okay, so you run no, it's totally cool. You just run your spreadsheet, which I know you've given out different spreadsheets and that kind of stuff, or, you know,
Yeah.
'cause I got one from Oscar, which was awesome. And
Yeah.
it just gives a breakdown of those things, right? And guys, we're willing to help you in every way we can. You just got to reach out to us so that we can work through it. We have found that when you join and work with the two of us, that's why we're together, is that we've got this little statement between us that says more brains makes the work faster. And so we can start pulling that together. In fact, we were off camera just discussing, well, how do you put this together? And how's this technology? And we need to link this. And both of us looked at each other and went, we don't know.
Yeah.
But we hire the right people, right? We
Exactly.
surround ourselves with the right people. So the monies, guys, simply, you know, it was funny because my mentor always told me, once you have a deal, the money will come.
Oh man, big time, big time. So a lot of times for us, we don't worry about anything. We don't worry about that's our main focus is finding the deal. Everything else will come into play. The money, whether you want to wholesale it or keep it. We'll if it's a good deal, we'll wholesale it. We'll find a seller. You'll find everything as long as you find a good deal. I'm over here all excited.
No, yeah, exactly. You know, the only reason, yeah, I got to tell you, the main reasons he's excited is because he just pushed this massive marketing campaign out. So he knows the deals are going to start flowing to him. So yeah, he's just a kid in a candy store right now. He's just like, yeah, Christmas is coming. Well, Halloween, Halloween's coming. Woohoo! Right? Okay. So the whole part of it, guys, that's if you didn't hear it, that's huge. His focus is the deal. Is pulling the deals together. Why? Because he has confidence in the money. He has confidence in his team with the contractors and all that kind of stuff. And I think next episode, Victor, we ought to talk about how you vet out a good contractor.
Okay, yeah, easy.
Okay, we'll save that one for another one, and then we'll talk about why they're important and how they save your bucks and make more in your bottom line and all that good stuff. But looking at the numbers, so let's go back. If you have the money, when you have all of the money, then do a deal. If you don't want to reach out, this is what I tell my son. If you don't want to reach out and use hard money and pay their interest, you don't want to use private money and pay that interest, then that's totally cool. There is zero issues with that. If that's the way you want to work your money.
Yeah, if you want a bigger profit, you could do it that way. For us though, like you say, we let's say we do 4 deals at that $100,000 deal. We would need about 25,000 each deal, right? So if he breaks it up and does use private money or does use hard money, he could do 4 deals potentially. So it's the leverage, more deals.
There's the answer. There's the answer right there for me. That's the way I've looked at it is leverage. It's more deals. I do like having a lot of liquid cash because there are those opportunities that you could tie up a property really fast.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, got to tie this one up, especially in your market. You're in the Southern Cal. And I was having a conversation with Tanya yesterday and she was talking about some of her listings. They've got a one particular couple. They're qualified, I think, at like 800,000. They've got strong credit, strong income, and they're keeping it down around the 500,000-600,000 mark because they don't want to be over leveraged on their property.
Yeah.
And they're coming in with a strong down, and they're getting beat out.
It's crazy right now. That's why we're going hard on this marketing because it's too much. We're just gonna go for it ourselves. We don't want to cut the man out right now. Bypass all that competition. Yeah.
That makes complete sense, right? It makes complete sense because you have to. You and I get a lot of questions, and I know we're bouncing around on some things. It all comes back into the money to understand that. But you guys listening, you have to have your fishing pole in every fishing hole, even if it's the heaviest fishing hole, quote, the MLS, right? The multiple listing service. You still have to have a fishing pole in there. Why? Because there's fish in there.
Exactly.
Right? There's fish in that fishing pond. at the same time, you need to find those little tiny ponds that are hiding all over and drop fishing poles in there. So you're always fishing somewhere, right? But to say that you're not going to do something on the MLS, that's kind of business suicide.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, we were doing most of our deals from the MLS and wholesalers. We didn't really do marketing, which was great. We're a small team, so no overhead. We don't really have an office, man. It's amazing. But like I said, we're going to be expanding, doing marketing and big marketing. So it's exciting. I can't wait to see the results.
Right. Yeah, that's going to come back in. Again, once you get the deal, you're not worried because the money's there. You've got hard money lined up, right? So,
Yeah.
man, maybe we give some of our listeners here and those that are joining us. And again, guys, please share this Pallets of Money with others. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to give you free techniques, free tidbits, free, I don't call them secrets, they're formulas, because there's no secret to this, right? It's just you got to go out. But maybe we start giving you some assignments too. And you can always reach out to us and tag team with us. Join us at oneuphomes.com or successwithrg.com. We can find the properties, we can give you the training, all that kind of stuff. But here's an assignment. Type in Google or whatever your search engine is. Type in hard money lenders in the area you live in. Southern Cal, Salt Lake City, Chicago, Indianapolis, any of that kind of stuff. See what comes up.
Yeah.
Then talk to them. Find out what their details are, what their guidelines are, what their requirements are. That way, you're not just taking a couple of crazy guys on the YouTube, right? Just a couple of crazy guys putting some thoughts together. You're seeing what's really out there. Once you pull all of that together, man, now we look at deals. Maybe you come to the game and you already got some hard money lined up and we got a deal and you can partner with us on that. And we do a reverse roll where we bring in the private money because you already have the hard money. Man, we're totally open to that kind of stuff because, again, it's a matter of how we love to leverage.
Yeah. And I think that's why we're doing what we're doing here is giving you guys those nuggets and showing you pretty much our operation. I just told you we don't do much advertising. We don't small group. We don't have an office. But a lot of people come in like, I need an office. I need to spend thousands of dollars on marketing. But, I'm telling you what we do in real life.
But here, you got a very good, and I always chuckle with people, and you heard me in a lot of my seminars, I'd say this is rush hour for me is I get up when the girls are getting ready for school and work. That's rush hour, right? Because I don't have the overhead like you. My office is in my home. I had this studio in the basement because I just created it. And I don't have that overhead. There's no reason for that overhead, right? We're not real estate agents. We don't need people coming to our office. I don't know about you, but a lot of my office is Starbucks. If somebody needs to meet me, right, I'm at a Starbucks or something like that. The pandemic, now we're meeting out in parks and those kind of things where it's a little more open. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere, and office is where you have the internet. That's the beautiful thing, right? Is wherever I can get internet. And what's cool is I can use my phone hotspot if I don't have internet. Yeah. So I can sit down at a park and open up and, man, just crank and talk. You're doing the same. We don't have the overhead. You didn't do marketing in the beginning. Okay. No. I didn't use credit because I didn't have it. You did. So there's two styles right there. Okay. And we got this thing just cranking. And I've been in it 24 years. You've been in it now, what, 4 or 5?
4, going on 5.
Yeah. And it's just now fine tuning yourself. Does that mean that people have to wait 5 years? No.
I mean, we're telling you what we did. Like if, and luckily I met you and that really got me started going. But now you got us double teaming here. You guys can learn twice as quick. And that's what I say. It's however fast you learn it is how fast you can apply it. And you can do it in 3 months, which I know a lot of people are. Some people that I know myself. So it's all how fast you move and learn it and apply it.
Guys, seriously, Victor, repeat that again. The faster you learn it.
The faster you learn it, the faster you apply it, the faster you can take off.
That's it right there. The faster you learn it, the faster you apply it, the faster you take off. I love that rewind, man. That was awesome. That was awesome, brother. Okay. Yeah, guys, the faster you learn it, the faster you apply it, the faster you take off. Now, you may not be in that position that you can have the confidence. Well, then jump in one of our master classes and learn details. Get involved with that. Join us in Indianapolis. We're going to be out in Indianapolis November 11th through the 15th. Okay. And it's either going to be both of us or one of us or whatever. And you just have to understand that when one of us does not make it, it's not because we don't want to, it's because other pressing deals are coming together in our office.
Yeah. So
and
maybe
we have to pay attention to that.
Exactly. So me and RJ will bounce back. Maybe I'm handling the deals. He has to go show you guys how it's done. Maybe we'll both be there. So you'll see a mixture of both of us in real life deals. But the main thing is not just to get in the master class, which it is, right? You can learn and do it. But once we feel confident you learned it, then we'll do deals with you. So which is the best thing. A lot of people don't do that. They just teach you and good luck. But with us, now that we know you learn it, you could be part of our team or part of your team, however you guys want to do it. But let's just do deals.
Right, man. And we so encourage that. I think that's what we came together when we started this thought pattern, because the tradition out there is the mentor and the teaching and the seminars and all that kind of stuff. They forbid, oh, don't talk to each other. Don't get involved. Da, 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 da. Oh my goodness. What's the better way to learn is to get in and just dive into it and then have somebody. Because again, guys, man, a month or so ago, I flew down, met a bunch of the guys from the Flip Mode squad, right? You and I just kicked back. Then I was down a little while later when you were getting ready. I think you'd already had the offer on one of the properties, the one we were setting in and toasted with the tequila. And man, I learned a ton from you just sitting there. And that's the whole thing. Had I been this, well, I'm going to say it straight out. And for those, plug your ears if it's not. Had I been this pompous ass mentor who was not willing to get involved, who was not willing to come down and said, shoot, you went through my training. I don't need to work with you. That's how a lot of the mentors are. But man, I got an opportunity to sit down with you and learn because you found some things.
A couple little things, but I'm still learning from RG. He knows some great strategies and techniques that I really want to dive into. So, I mean, we're just gonna share with the whole group. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So guys, jump in with us, man. Some of you learn better textbook. Some of you learn that workbook stuff. Get in. We have that. Jump out, learn all that. Others learn hands-on. Join us.
That's me. What's really guy.
Yeah. What's really cool, guys, is we're not going to charge for the property tour for come hang with us. You just have to take care of your own. Take care of your flights. Take care of your food, your hotel, all that kind of stuff. But just come hang. We're not going to charge these, $3,000 for a property tour or $500 for a property tour. That's foolish. Come jump in with us, man. And then you will know where you need more training. You will know where you want more education. You will know. So you'll be able to do it. But man, together as a team, I'm just, man, honored that I'm working with Victor. What
man, and vice versa, man. He's the legend. Like, honestly, I was so happy when RG wanted to come out to one of my projects. I'm like, wait a minute. I was excited. So I'm happy we're growing this. But I got to mention one thing about the credit cards.
Yeah, please.
All right, one thing, guys. It's an amazing strategy for you guys to use to expand and grow, but please only use it for investment because it's expensive. Credit cards are expensive, and if you start using it on other stuff, you're gonna get in a hole, and it's hard to get out of that hole. And I know this firsthand because I was telling my friend how to do this technique, and he got a lot of credit. But of course, he was like, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle with it. Literally, $8,000 motorcycle on a credit card. That's how big his credit limits were getting. And now he's $100 on groceries, and now he's in debt. He's like, oh, big. So I feel really bad giving out that advice, but it worked for me. So just be very, very careful.
Well, again, and man, thank you so much. That's exactly what happened to me. I did all kinds of consumer debt and couldn't pay it. I didn't have the income stream to pay it off. And you know as well as I do, when you're paying minimums, you're enslaved for life. You're enslaved for life. And now, so let me follow up with that. When you take the deal, now you've put some money on credit cards and you make money on the profit of the deal. Do you pay that credit card off?
Yes, pay it all off. At first I wouldn't. I would say, man, I want to keep most of the money. I'll just make the minimum payments. But a lot of my payments were, I was paying like $20,000 a month with the deal, right? With hard money, $5,000, with other credit cards, another $3,000, with So I was my monthly, even though we would make, let's say, 100 grand in 5 months, that 100 grand will go away because you have $20,000 in all the minimum payments. So we decided to just pay off everything, and now we get to keep most of our stuff. But I was the same way. I was like, I want to keep 80, and I'll pay 20,000, 1,000. And our even though we had a big profit, it was being sucked up. In 5 months, you could lose $100,000 with the amount of minimum payments we would have.
Easy. I'm glad you clarified that and brought it back, because that credit is powerful, but credit's a trap. And just so, guys, again, if you're going to use your credit card be smart on the out, pay that off, but know you can leverage to get your real estate. You can be part of us. Here's the other thing. If you didn't catch it, I got to come back to what Victor said. Join with us, team with us. If you have 5 grand, 10 grand, 3 grand, 12 grand, on and on and on, most everybody will say, no, you got to have just 12 grand or 50 grand to learn from me. Now we're saying, man, join us. We'll individualize it. We'll make it work for you. It'll come together. Obviously, it's individually speaking and contracted. So, what one person brings in, it's going to be individually talked about. We're not going to bring everybody in. That's only fair. That's, what do we call it? Client, what do they call that? Lawyer, client privilege, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So guys, it's just, we have opportunities that we've been going at. Somebody grabbed us, took us under their wing, taught us some things. We want to share all of that with you. So part 2 of finding money, we hope we brought a little bit deeper for you on why, how, where. And it was fun last week. We got to scratch the surface this week. We got a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
next
I
week,
we got real deep, actually.
Yeah, we did, right? And I love it. So next week, I think Victor and we come to an agreement here on class. So we're going to talk about vetting out contractors, but we'll worry about that. We'll take care of all of that. So Victor, I don't know, man, it's just so much fun to talk every week, and we post that out. And, those of you who have been following us, you see a little more editing and more professional presentation on YouTube. We're still screwing it up. So just be with us, man. We'll figure this stuff out. So I totally good. I'm going to sign this one out, turn it back over to Victor. I'm RG Williams, successwithrg.com for all training.
All right. And I'm Victor Quick, your friendly neighborhood flipper, and oneuphomes.com.
All right, brother. We'll talk next week.
All right.
Take care, brother.
Peace.